Hi students, welcome back. Today in this video session we will learn about what is oxidation state or oxidation number. Both are same, we can call it oxidation state or number. Actually, what is oxidation state? Simply the element based on its valency electrons and its electropositivity nature and electronegativity nature, it shows particular charge. It shows particular charge in a compound form. Example, I am taking NaCl, that is a common salt, sodium chloride. So here in the sodium chloride compound, sodium shows a positive charge fragment and chlorine shows negative charged fragment. Simply, what is that positive charge fragment and negative charge fragment? Those are called ions. So here, what is ion? Which is with a positively charged or negatively charged, called ion. Simply here, ion. So the charge which is on a particular element, sodium shows +1 charge, chlorine shows -1 charge, that is called oxidation state or number. So here, what is the oxidation state for sodium in sodium chloride? It's +1. What about chlorine? It's a -1. I am taking another example, H2SO4, sulfuric acid. In H2SO4, each hydrogen shows +1 oxidation state and oxygen shows -2 oxidation state, and the central atom, which is sulfur, shows +6 oxidation state. So here, on which basis we are giving this particular oxidation number for a particular element, that we will discuss in this video session. So let's begin. What is oxidation state and how to assign a particular number to a element as a oxidation state, So here, oxidation number, or we can call its oxidation state. Oxidation number or oxidation state. So what is oxidation state? The charge on element. The charge on element called oxidation state or element. So simply here, on which basis we are assigning a particular number as a oxidation state, that is based on their valency electrons, and based on its electronegativity and electropositivity. See here, simply the elements which shows more electronegative, obviously they are become negatively charged. The elements which shows electropositivity, simply you can give a plus sign on that particular elements. So here, I hope you understand. The element which is more electronegative gives negative charge. The element which is more electropositive gives positive charge based on the valence electrons, whether +1 oxidation state or +2 oxidation state or +3 oxidation state, that is based on the valence electrons. So here, why based on these valence electrons they are showing plus charge, minus charge? That is because of octet rule. So here, what is octet rule? I think you have learned about this octet rule. Simply here, the element always try to maintain 8 valency electrons. That means 8 electrons in their valency shell. That is called octet rule. As a S2p6 configuration. See here, s orbital shows 2 electrons, p orbital shows 6 electrons, so total 8 electrons. So these 8 electrons should be in their valency shell, called octet rule. So I hope you understand. The element based on its valency electrons and electronegativity character, electropositivity character, to follow octet in their valency shell, they are showing a positive charge and negative charge. See here, first A group elements. What is a common electron configuration? It's NS1. And shows more electropositivity. NS1 means number of valence electrons. Are only 1. So here, to attain these 8 electrons in their valency shell, these first group elements must gain 7 electrons. So it's not possible. Okay, so that's what these elements are ready to donate this 1 valency electron, and they are attaining stability with the inner shell. Example, so here I am taking sodium. This sodium atomic number is 11. So what is electron configuration? It's a 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. This is 3s1. This is 3s1. See here, sodium. These are nucleus of sodium atom. 1s1. First shell having a 2 electrons in s orbital. Second shell having a C. 2 plus 6, 8 electrons as a s2p6. 2s2, 2p6. And what about this third shell having only 1 electron as 3s1, as 3s1. So the sodium having 1 valency electron and shows more electropositivity. So because of that more electropositivity, this atom ready to donate electron, ready to donate this 1 valency electron. So after loss of 1 valency electron, what about this sodium? Gets Na plus, gets Na plus. Okay, so here because of electropositivity it losing 1 electron. Then what about this octet? How it is satisfying this octet rule? Simply see here, on loss of this 1 electron, the sodium attaining octet with this second barrier, like the elements which shows 1 valence electron with more electropositive gives +1 oxidation state, +1 oxidation state. Coming to second group elements. So second A group elements, what is the electron configuration? Actually it's a NS2. The stable configuration become NS1 NP1. NS1 NP1. So whatever this second group element shows 2 valency electrons. 2 valence electrons. 2 valence electrons means these are obviously metals which shows more electropositive. So ready to donate 2 valence electrons. So second group elements shows +2 oxidation state because of having 2 valency electrons. Now coming to third A group. Third A group elements, here see here its electron configuration, it's NS2 NP1. NS2 NP1. What about these third group elements having a 3 valence electrons? They can show up to +3 oxidation state, up to +3 oxidation state. Now coming to fourth A group, what is electron configuration? It's a NS2 NP2. NS2 NP2 having 4 valence electrons, and it's a electronegativity, that is size is intermediate between metals and non-metals. So due to having 4 valence electrons, the fourth group can show +4 oxidation state or -4 oxidation state, +4 oxidation state or -4 oxidation state. I am writing other groups here. See here, what about fifth A group? Simply here, what is the configuration? Valency configuration become, it's NS2 NP3. NS2 NP3, these are stable configuration. So due to having 5 valency electrons, and these fifth group elements slowly converted into non-metallic character. Non-metallic character means more electronegative, having more valence electrons. So they try to gain electron, so on gain of these 3 electrons, then this, what about the configuration? Become fulfill this octet rule. See here, 5 and gaining 3 electrons, it become S2p6. So on gain of 3 electrons, fifth group elements gives -3 oxidation state if the group elements are central atom and that those are bonded to more electronegative, then they can exhibit up to +5 oxidation state, Example here, PCl5, phosphorus belongs to fifth group. Cl is more electronegative than phosphorus, and 6 chlorines are bonded to phosphorus. So each chlorine gaining 1 electron, it's become +5 oxidation state. Now coming to sixth group, see here what is the configuration? It's NS2 NP4. Number of valence electrons, 6 valence electrons, and these are non-metals, shows somewhat more electronegative. So obviously they try to gain electrons. So on gain of 2 electrons, because 6 are there, so on gain of 2 it's get P6, S2P6, then satisfies this octet rule. So on gain of 2 electrons, -2, if these fifth group elements are acting as a central atom, that means 2 to this sixth group element, if is there any another more electronegative element bonded, like a SF6, sulfur as a central atom, 6 more electronegative atoms, fluorines are bonded. So sulfur obviously acts as positive element, it can exhibit up to +6, Now coming to seventh group elements, see here what is the configuration, it's NS2NP5, so 7 valence electrons in complete periodic table. The seventh group element shows more electronegative, so obviously they shows -1 oxidation state. If these elements are as a central atom, they can exhibit up to +7 oxidation state, Now coming to eighth group elements, 8A, so what is configuration, it's NS2NP6. see already the valency shell is satisfied, that means already 8 electrons are there, so following, that is a octet rule, that complete octet rule, that is complete octet. So no need of gaining, no need of donation. That is, if these seventh group elements are in a compound form, maximum xenon and radon, they combine with oxygen. So based on the oxygen bonding, based on the compound form, they can exhibit oxidation state up to +8, So here for S block elements, P block elements, these are the oxidation states which are fixed. See here, first group elements, due to having a 1 valence electron, more electropositive, they exhibit +1 oxidation state. Second group elements, that is alkali earth metals, so obviously more electropositive, due to having 2 valence electrons, on donation of the 2 electrons, they get stability with inner octet configuration. Now third A, here this is the somewhat metals are there, metalloids are there, so based on the compound form, they can exhibit up to +3 oxidation state. Now fourth group, these are intermediate of metals and non-metals, so they can give -4 or +4, depends on compound. Coming to fifth group, NS2NP3, so 5 valence electrons and more electronegative, they can give -3 oxidation state or up to +5, based on their electron transition from this S to D, that we will discuss while writing examples. Now coming to seventh group, sixth group, NS2NP4, 6 valence electrons, so because of more electronegativity, they can show -2, and if the element is as a central atom, they can show up to +6. Now seventh group, 7 valence electrons, more electronegative, gives -1. If that element is as a central atom, gives up to +7 oxidation state. Eighth group, because of complete fulfill of octet, that means 8 electrons are present as S2P6, so they don't want gain any electron, they don't want lose any electron. If that is an exceptional case, in these group elements, that xenon or radon combined with the oxygen, so based on the molecule, these 8th group elements can give up to +8 oxidation state, So while writing oxidation state on element, you must remember these key points. One is valence electrons, their electronegativity, their electropositivity, and octet rule. So based on these factors, we can assign a particular number as a oxidation state on particular element. By using these key points, I am trying to write oxidation states for elements in a compound form. I am taking examples here. See here, hydrogen bonded to chlorine. This is covalent compound, but here chlorine is more electronegative, hydrogen is less electronegative, 7 valency electrons, 1 valence electron. So this hydrogen ready to donate 1 electron, chlorine is ready to gain 1 electron. Actually it's a covalent bond. The displacing of the sigma bond electron towards chlorine, that means this electron, which is hydrogen electron, also displacing towards chlorine. So -1, hydrogen gives +1. Now here I am taking another one, it's NaCl. This is ionic compound, due to plus-minus electrostatic force of attraction, that sodium and chlorine which are together gives crystal lattice called ionic compound. So obviously sodium belongs to first group, so Na plus, and chlorine belongs to 7th group, so obviously Cl minus. Now I am taking another compound, it's MgCl2. MgCl2. Magnesium belongs to 2nd group, shows 2 valence electrons, more electropositive, ready to donate 2 electrons, so it's a +2. And what about the Cl2? Each chlorine gains 1 electron, so 2 chlorines, it's become -2. It become -2. Now here zinc sulfate is there. Zinc sulfate is there. To understand clearly, I am just decomposing zinc and SO4. See here, this is a compound SO4. Zinc, sulfur. Sulfur belongs to 6th group. Actually, the sulfur bonded to oxygen. See here, you must remember that the formula, the way of writing formula is that the more electronegative element always should be right side. See here, zinc, sulfur, oxygen. Oxygen shows more electronegativity towards right, then next electronegative, then next electronegative. So this is a order while writing a formula. Zinc is more electropositive, sulfur more electronegative, then oxygen is more electronegative than sulfur. So this is a writing a formula. Now see, oxygen is more electronegative, so sulfur is less electronegative, so obviously electrons are pulling from sulfur, and zinc is more electropositive, so zinc also donating electrons. Actually the sulfur with 4 oxygens, it's a covalent compound, covalent group, and zinc is neutralizes that O minus. How? See here, sulfur bonded to oxygen, oxygen actually 6th group element, 6 valence electrons, gives -2 oxidation state, so each oxygen giving -2. Sulfur with respect to this oxygen, it's become +2. Sulfur with respect to this oxygen become +2. See here, oxygen bonded to sulfur, only 1 sigma bond, so only 1 electron is pulling towards oxygen. So with respect to this oxygen, it's +1. So with respect to this oxygen, it's +1. With respect to this oxygen, see here, only 1 bond. So 1 bond is with a more electronegative, so it exhibit only +1 oxidation state. So +1 oxidation state. Oxygen gaining 1 electron from this sulfur, 1 electron from this sulfur. So another electron is coming from zinc. 1 electron towards this oxygen, 1 electron towards this oxygen. So this oxygen with a gaining 1 electron getting -1, this oxygen with a gaining 1 electron getting -1. So obviously zinc donating 2 electrons. Zn +2, SO4 -2. So whenever you are writing SO4, it's fixed -2, -2 oxidation state. I'm taking another example. This is FeSO4. So overall SO4 exhibit -2, so ferrous should be +2. And what about here, potassium permanganate, KMnO4, potassium permanganate. Potassium, its first group element, so +1. And what about this oxygen, -2 into 4, it's -8. Then what about manganese? Manganese belongs to D block, so based on the valence electrons, manganese can exhibit up to +7 oxidation state, so it's a +7. See here, +1, +7, +8, -8, it's neutral. So KMnO4 we can write as a neutral compound. Now here H2O2. Here see, like this method we cannot follow here, because see here, hydrogen, 2 hydrogens, it's +2, 2 oxygens, so total -2, it's -4. -4 + 2 equal to -2. But we are writing this H2O2 as a neutral molecule. So in this case we must draw its a molecular structure, is a molecular structure of H2O2. See here, this hydrogen, oxygen, so more electronegative, less electronegative, obviously only 1 bond, so only +1, 1 bond from hydrogen, so with respect to this hydrogen it's -1, it's -1. I'm taking this oxygen, so hydrogen is positive, electropositive, that means less electronegative, more electronegative. So with respect to this bond, only 1 bond, so whatever plus or minus, it should be 1. Hydrogen is positive, so +1, oxygen is negative, so -1. See here, with respect to only 1 hydrogen, this oxygen giving -1. With respect to this hydrogen, this oxygen giving -1. But oxygen shows -2 now. Here we are writing only minus 1 because another charge is neutralized by bonding oxygen to oxygen completely sigma bond. See here, the bond between same elements, which is covalent bond, doesn't exhibit any oxidation state, like H2. So hydrogen bonded to hydrogen, there is no oxidation state. If I am taking N2, N triple bond N, nitrogen bonded to nitrogen, zero oxidation state. The bond should be between different electronegative elements, then on more electronegative gets negative, on less electronegative gets positive based on number of bonds. So I am taking another examples. See here, H2O, oxygen bonded to hydrogen, one bond with a different electronegative. Hydrogen gives +1 because positive, electropositive, more electronegative, so +1 -2. See here, with respect to this one -1, with respect to this one -1, so overall -2. See here, don't get confused. More electronegative become negative, less electronegative become positive, because see, displacing one electron towards oxygen, -1 +1 -1 +1 -1, so -1 -2. Getting? Now I am taking here SF6, so sulfur bonded to 6 fluorine atoms. So with respect to each fluorine, each fluorine gives -1 -1 -1 -1. So with respect to each fluorine, 6 fluorines are there, so obviously it's become +6. Like it's H2SO5. See here, just now we discussed about SO4. SO4 gives -2, so there should be +2 fragment. Here SO5 is there, so directly can we give oxidation state for sulfur here? Each hydrogen +1, so +2, oxygen -2, so total -10. Sulfur, actually sulfur belongs to 6th group, so it can give up to +6. So let me neutral these charges, +2 +6, it's +8 -10. It's not neutral, so it's not getting neutral. Actually this is not correct way to give a oxidation state for elements. For like these compounds, we must draw their structures. Actually this is the structure of this compound. Here 2 oxygens are peroxy link. Just now we discussed if the bond between same electronegative, with respect to that bond there is no charge. See here, oxygen bonded to hydrogen, so hydrogen is less electronegative, oxygen is more electronegative. So with respect to this single bond, oxygen get -1, hydrogen gets +1. See here, this oxygen, with respect to oxygen no charge because similar electronegative, but with respect to sulfur is less electronegative than oxygen, so electron is displacing from sulfur to oxygen, so only one bond, so -1. What about the sulfur? It's become +1 with respect to this oxygen. Oxygen -2 and sulfur +2 because 2 bonds. With respect to this oxygen, it's +2 -2. See here, oxygen with sulfur with hydrogen, both are less electronegative, so 1 electron from here, 1 electron from here, so 2 electrons, -2 +1. So with respect to this oxygen, sulfur gives +1. One bond so 2 bonds, +2 +2 so 1 +2 3 +1 4 +2 6. What is the oxidation state around this on this sulfur? It's +6, and each oxygen gives -1. Here this oxygen gives -2, this oxygen gives -2, oxygen -2, hydrogen +1. But here these oxygens are giving only -1 because another bond is between oxygen to oxygen. Just now we discussed if the bond between same elements, with respect to that bond there is no oxidation state. So here I am taking another example. It's H3PO4. So for this -8, it's +3, and phosphorus belongs to fifth group, so we can give plus 5 plus 3 plus 8, it's minus 8. So it's a neutral compound. The structure of this compound is, this is the structure, H3PO4, H3PO4. And here I am taking another example. It's potassium superoxide. Potassium superoxide, see here that both the oxygens are exhibiting only minus 1 charge, potassium exhibiting plus 1 charge. So simply the oxidation state may 0 or any integer or fractional also, because see here in this case O2, both the oxygens are giving minus 1, means each oxygen giving minus of oxidation state, minus of oxidation state. So here see oxidation state may 0 or any integer, plus or minus, or fractional, plus or minus. You just remember this point. So superoxide, this is KO2. Now here I am taking NaO2. So O2 gives minus 1 and sodium gives plus 1. This is a oxidation state around sodium and O2. Like based on their valency electrons and their electronegativity difference, we can assign a positive number and negative number on elements called oxidation state. So in the next video we will discuss some more examples which are exceptional and which are very very important for entrance exams like IIT mains and NEET. So if you like the video, subscribe the channel, share, like, comment and hit the bell icon so that you will get latest video lectures. Thank you.